Coming up this week on Montclair News Lab. A heartbreaking story. A New Jersey native dies in South Carolina when she accidentally enters a car thinking it was her Uber.
I stay safe in an Uber by texting my friends, letting my friends know, my family know that I'm in an Uber.
Immigration has separated many families, but we'll meet one couple who were brought together over a green card.
When you meet someone that's actually good for you, you know right away.
And later, we celebrate a huge win right here at Montclair News Lab.
Every one of you who is nominated tonight is already making the world a better place.
All those stories and more right now from the School of Communication and Media at Montclair State University. This is Montclair News Lab. Hello, and welcome to the Montclair News Lab. From the School of Communication and Media, I'm James Coffey.
And I'm Shayla Baez. Each week we scour campus, Montclair, and New Jersey to bring you news and stories we'll be talking about all week. We begin today with a terrible story out of South Carolina about a young woman from right here in New Jersey. You've probably seen it on the local news or read about it online. 21-year-old Samantha Josephson attended the University of South Carolina. Here's the surveillance footage of Samantha entering this black Chevy Impala, which she mistook as her Uber. Josephson was found 12 hours later. The cops arrested Nathaniel David Rowland after an officer saw him driving the car that matched the description of the surveillance video. Police also found Josephson's blood and cell phone in the car.
Samantha Josephson was from Robbinsville, New Jersey. One of our own reporters, Jeremy Wall, is from the same town and attended the same high school. He joins us now with some insight into how one town comes together in a time of need. Jeremy, thank you for coming on. Can you explain to us how the town is reacting to this sad news?
Well, James, the town is reacting to the sad news by attending a vigil which they had recently for her, getting together and paying their respects.
Now, I know you and Samantha weren't personally friends, but how do you feel impacted by this, knowing that you attended the same high school, came from the same town, have almost the same family?
It hits me hard. The community's been through this before, so have I, and it's something we have gotten used to a little bit over time, but it's very devastating. It's sad to think that this could happen to anyone.
Now, explain how the town has been through this before. Is Samantha not the first young person to die in your town?
Well, we've had other young people die. We lost our superintendent a few years ago. We've had other people before that had similar things happen. So we are used to these hard times that come out of nowhere, but it's very devastating, incredibly sad, and it's emotional for many people.
It's very sad. It's interesting that this has happened more than once, where your town has had to go through a hard time of going through death, or whether it's a superintendent or a young girl, only our age, about ready to graduate. Do you think that this now is going to kind of do a wave effect of how people are going to look into ride sharing?
I think it will definitely change the way we use ride sharing. People are going to become more observant. They're going to take the time to look at the license plate, look at the driver, making sure that they're entering a safe situation, because nobody wants to go through this again. Nobody wants this to happen to them either.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing.
Thank you, Jeremy. Samantha Josephson's death has once again raised the question of how safe ride sharing is, even though she did not die in an Uber. Luis Bianzalillo has the story, produced by Octavio Cadenas.
Students have come to depend on these ride-sharing services, but there are things we can all do to make sure our rides are safe and secure. Uber lists safety tips on its website. One is follow your intuition, as MSU student Teresi Sheridan says.
So for me, if I see they have a good star rating, that's good to me. If you have a low star rating, I might cancel the ride because there's a reason someone put that low rating. So that's basically how I stay safe.
Tip 2. Buckle up. The Centers for Disease Control reports that seatbelt use is the most effective way to save lives and reduce injuries related to car accidents.
Well, actually, buckle up. I do it most of the time. You can just do your part, but you're not sure what other riders might do.
Tip 3. Share your trip details with a friend. While en route, tap Share Status in the app to share your driver's name, photo, license plate, and location with a friend or family member.
I stay safe in an Uber by texting my friends, letting my friends know, my family know that I'm in an Uber. and tracking the Uber ride. So as I'm talking to my friends, I go back to the Uber, making sure that we're going in the right track.
Besides following these tips, there are apps that can help you stay safe.
So I was on YouTube and I saw this ad where you can download an app, and as you're in the Uber, you hold down on this little icon, and as soon as you let go, 911 notifies that you're in danger in a way. So I would download that app.
Some additional suggestions are:
Keep things to yourself, information, and be safe about, your surroundings.
I would just recommend and kind of that you're going in the right direction when you're even on the ride and that they're not doing something that they shouldn't.
For more information, visit Uber's official website, uber.com, for more safety tips. For Montclair News Lab, this is Louis Biondelillo.
Recently, Montclair State University's Computer Club held its first ever hackathon. Nearly 200 people participated in the 24-hour coding marathon called HawkHack. Attendees consisted of on- and off-campus hackers who collaborated to create new software, meet with industry experts, and expand their skills with educational workshops. The university plans on increasing the number of technology-related events on campus.
This Wednesday, students from the School of Communication and Media are taking a multi-platform approach with a deep dive into immigration, with special programming on WMSC and articles in the Montclarian, and a special 2-hour live edition of Montclair News Lab from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can watch here on Channel 34. We hope you'll take part.
One of the things we'll be looking at in our immigration special is how green cards can tear families apart but also bring them together. News Lab reporter Zachary Anderson has our story.
Milford is a quiet town nestled in Pike County, Pennsylvania. It's a town with small boutiques, family-owned restaurants, and nearby hiking trails. The Hotel Fauchère, built in 1852, is now home to a year-round hotel, 3 unique eateries, and a bakery.
Milford is a little bit like living in a Norman Rockwell painting. Atlantic Magazine once called it the prettiest county seat in America, and it's easy to see why. It's full of historic charm.
Sean Strube owns the hotel and is the mayor of Milford. While on vacation last year in Italy, he and his partner Xavier met Armando Mera one night while having dinner. Mera was a waiter at the restaurant.
I saw them looking around the restaurant, and I thought they were looking for something, and I thought something is missing on their table.
Strube invited him back to work at one of his restaurants. Armando was originally from Albania and moved to Italy at the age of 13 by himself. He came to the United States on a tourist visa. Last October, as his tourist visa was ending, Armando met Rebecca Smith, who also worked at the restaurant.
Our manager, Lisa, was like, Armando, maybe you could teach Becca some stuff. And he was like, okay. And then we just had a really fun day.
The two quickly grew close, but marriage was not in the immediate forecast.
I'm not really a marriage person. I feel like when people get married, it kind of ruins the relationship.
One night, during a car ride home from New York City, the conversation turned, as it often did, to a familiar subject.
We were just driving back from the city and we were talking about immigration policies and how it's really hard to get your green card. Now, if you apply, they reply within 1 month to tell you, and if they say no, then you have to leave.
On January 21st of this year, the young couple were married in a municipal court amongst family and friends, 3 months into their relationship.
I was imagining that it's gonna be to get married very hard and very as she said, but it's very easy. It's normally nothing changes.
Amanda Bagusta is a close childhood friend and coworker of Smith's.
Because of how fast the relationship went, we were all pretty skeptical about the marriage, but it's been perfectly healthy.
You just need to figure it out, and you just need to talk about everything.
When you meet someone that's actually good for you, you know right away.
I really felt in love, so the perfect one. I'm very happy.
And as storybook perfect as Milford is, the couple is about to leave.
We actually just bought an apartment in Jersey City.
As for Strube, who was the couple's unintentional matchmaker,
And they're not going to be so far away. They'll get employed in restaurants in New York, and we'll come visit them there and give them a hard time.
Mera is expected to get his green card by the end of this year. He and Rebecca want to continue to work in hospitality. We often hear how families are torn apart by the immigration crisis. This family was created by it. From Montclair News Lab, I'm Zachary Anderson.
What a heartfelt story. Love is in the air. Each week, we check in on our friends at the Montclarian. I heard a rumor they have a really good April Fool's joke. Let's find out.
What's going on, Montclair News Lab? I'm Anthony Gabinelli, the now former sports editor of the Montclair, because I recently got drafted by the New York Knicks. You know, they play basketball in New York. They're orange, they're blue. You know, I got drafted by them because I'm so good at basketball. And you can read that story in the Montclairian this week because it's the April Fool's edition. Can I talk about myself more? I probably can. Yeah, that's just me. I'm the Harry Styles of the Montclairian, so that's just who I am. I'm just so good at what I do. I am the School of Communications. What's this? Focus immigration? No, focus on my career and my future. But now I gotta talk about other things in Montclairian. Like, for example, Keith Struther doing a poetry slam against Susan Cole, the president of the school. You know her. She's not as important as me, but you know, that's just who I am. Backwards hat now. So there's that. Also, there's a Miranda Cosgrove. You know her from iCarly. She had an impact on your childhood. Well, I'm about to impact your adulthood. Yep, that's good. She comes to Montclair State now, so you can read about those stories and more in your Montclairian this weekend. Yeah, I'm so good. I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's it.
Make sure to pick up the new edition of the Montclairian every Thursday. Thank you, Austin. What was that? Okay.
Student Life at Montclair will be holding a spring concert on Wednesday, April 17th, with headliner A Boogie with the Hoodie, featuring Trap Manny. Tickets sold out just 2 hours after they went on sale. A Boogie is best known for his Billboard #1 hit, Look Back at It.
Recently, Montclair News Lab won big in the College Emmy Awards. Sarah Perney has her happy story.
And the winner of the College Television Award for News is Montclair News Lab.
Yeah! The 39th Annual College Television Awards were held in Los Angeles on March 16th. Montclair State students proudly took home not one, but 2 victories.
Let's see your remarkable work of all of our nominees.
Montclair News Lab, Hurricane Recover Mission to Puerto Rico. The team from Montclair State University.
We traveled to small towns and villages like Utuado to hear the stories of these Americans still suffering from this Category 5 hurricane.
She didn't want to believe it. When the water was coming up, I says, Mom, we gotta go.
Montclair News Lab received the News Emmy Award and the Bricker Humanitarian Award for the Puerto Rico Hurricane Recovery Project that was filmed in March of last year. Actress Yardley Smith announced the award, and her voice may sound a bit familiar.
And although there is only one winner of tonight's Bricker Humanitarian Award, which is itself a generous act of philanthropy by the late Seymour Bricker, every one of you who is nominated tonight is already making the world a better place.
Recognize that voice?
Mom, I think something's wrong with me. I can't do anything right lately.
All right, let's get on with it. Let's see who won.
The Bricker Humanitarian Award goes to Montclair News Lab, Hurricane Recover Mission to Puerto Rico. The team from Montclair State University.
Thank you to the Montclair State University School of Communication and Media faculty and students, as well as our friends and family for their love and support. Also to the University of Puerto Rico students. Fuerza Puerto Rico!
Congratulations to the students and faculty who worked on this project. From Montclair News Lab, I'm Sarah Perney.
Montclair News Lab recently hit a milestone of 500 followers on Instagram. Here's a picture with our hardworking crew.
That's such a cute picture.
I love it.
I'm glad we finally got one. Everyone can see everyone behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Everyone that makes us look pretty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Help us keep going on social media. Follow us on Twitter at MSU News Lab, on Instagram at Montclair News Lab, and on Facebook at Montclair News Lab.
You can also watch and catch up with us on our website, montclairnewslab.tv.
Thank you for joining us here at the Montclair News Lab. I'm James Coffey.
And I'm Shayla Baez.
Bye.
Bye.